Hi, I'm Ian Carpenter from Live1.tv here in New York. I'm with our guest, Joe Alny. He's running for mayor in the 2025 election. Joe, welcome to Live One. Tell our viewers a bit about yourself. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. No problem. Hi, everybody. My name is Joe Alny. I'm running for New York City mayor in 2025, this year. And I'm an immigrant from China, but I don't like the Chinese Communist Party and the Chinese Communist government. I have been to New York and the United States for almost 20 years. In 2007, January, I moved to Alabama and studied public administration. That's a master's degree. Then after I graduated from there, 2 years later, I moved to New York. I used to working as a marketing manager in a company, and then also working as a campaign director for council member district, council member candidates in New York, and also working as a deputy general manager in an IT company. And now I'm working as a self-employment political consultant. And okay. I like New York, I like America, but I know there's a lot of problem in New York and the United States. We try to solve the problem. That's why I consider about running for New York City mayor.
Okay, because of the problems and that you think you can solve them.
Yes, that's right.
All right. Now, we already have a mayor, and I believe he's running for another term. Why not just leave things in Mayor Eric Adams' hands?
Okay. This is a big question and a very important question. Why are running mayor against him? First consideration is New York City's problem is not about a problem officially. No, it's deep in root. Our legal system, government system, and the political system have a big problem. We need to solve it in root, fundamentally change these problems. Like, I don't think Eric Adams understands this point of view. He can solve some problem, but it's just officially, not in root. And you can look at his agenda. Go here, go there, go to take part in some activities and try to motivate New York City peoples. But, you know, I understand if by myself I'm a mayor, I probably don't have so much time to take part in so many events because I need to think more important, more in deep problems, questions that our New York City and the United States have. I don't think he got enough time if he like his agenda. I don't think he have enough time to think these very deep questions.
All right. Well, Joe, it's not only going to be Mayor Adams, but also Andrew Cuomo has decided to enter the race.
Okay, Andrew Cuomo, I think he's a good guy. You know, he worked very hard when he was New York State governor, especially in COVID-19, right? He almost appeared every day in the TV. But the same thing is he still don't like the understanding about our deep problems about New York City and the United States.
What are the deep problems?
Deep problems like a legal system. For example, judges, police sometimes make cases from empty, just like we talked before, the shooting camera.
Judges and police make a case from empty grounds.
That's right. For example, if on the street somebody occasionally step on some other person's feet, they have a conviction, right? This is kind of not on purpose doing something wrong. And in this situation, if two persons compromise each other, apologize to each other, like in the future, I suppose the judge should do is the judge should have education responsibilities. Let both parties apologize to each other and compromise each other, then let both sides go. No matter what kind of a serious situation happens, they hate each other or whatever. But in nowadays situation, probably both will be arrested if they fight each other. That's a court. Sometimes some case could be released both sides with no charge. But nowadays law will charge both if they fight each other. That's a court make cases from empty ground.
All right, and before you were mentioning a lot about China and that you don't like the Chinese government. Why is that, and why not let it go? You're now a naturalized American. Why do you care?
Okay, I care because I understand the American government than any kind of American people, even presidents. How? Because I live in China for a very long time. And also at the same time, when I was 13 years old, I listened to Voice of America. That gave me different window to say American culture, American government, from a different view from any other Chinese people. And I understand Chinese culture has a big problem. Their culture, they have 5,000 years history, right? Many Chinese people proud about that. But that doesn't mean you have a long history, your culture is good. For example, look nowadays, you wear a suit, that's American and European country invented it. You have a haircut, right? But the Qing Dynasty people, you know what they wear, right? You know, we have shoes style. Chinese shoe style, what Chinese shoe style is different. Everything, camera, right? Light, and this building, flag, everything, almost everything nowadays is created by Western world. What the Chinese created? Almost nothing, right? And this way, that's okay. But Chinese government, when they earned a lot of money, they developed military, threaten Western world. That's kind of a cancer culture, you know. Like we feed you up, then you try to kill us. What kind of culture like that? That's what I mostly against the Chinese culture nowadays, not ancient time. Ancient time, sometimes some cultures like Lao Tzu, Sun Tzu, Confucius is good. But nowadays Chinese culture it totally is ruined. It's wrong. It's not working on a right track.
And does that go all the way to Xi Jinping?
That's right. He's a very bad person. He don't understand Western culture at all. He's blind on Western culture, but very bored and confident to Chinese economy. But this economy based on learned, stealing Western world's economy and intelligence property, right? Yeah, I think so. Because they didn't develop anything. They didn't invent anything. But when they got an economy growth, they fight for America, fight for Western world. That's their big problem. It's not like Japan. Japan is okay. He don't develop militaries against the Western world. But China is different. That's why against the Chinese government and Chinese communist.
Yeah. Did you think that maybe there's a chance of China, the United States, Europe, and Russia working together to go to Mars with Elon Musk and stop fighting each other and concentrate the efforts to getting to Mars?
Maybe I'm a little bit, conservative. I'm not interested to go to Mars. I'm more interested to go world peace and ordinary people's life, like homeless people's safety of New York City, and some other issues, world peace, China, Russia, North Korea.
But my point was if these countries work together on using heavy industry and rockets, but not for war, but for space travel. So the rocket companies
I think America alone can do it.
And
America alone can do it. America alone.
I think they need the cooperation of
with
the whole
other countries.
world for sure.
Oh, sorry, I'm not.
To go to Mars is a very.
I understand. Go to Mars is very challenging. I know.
Yeah,
that's a very long journey. It's probably a course of several years.
Yeah, and you know who didn't think it was possible? You know who said it's not possible? Jack Ma. And there's an interview with Jack Ma you can see about 1 hour, and he said, I don't think we're going to Mars. He said it's more important we just clean up Earth. But now a lot of work has already been completed for going to Mars.
You know.
And where's Jack Ma?
I watched some video.
This is why I'm concerned about Chinese government. He's disappeared.
Yeah, that's right.
Where's Jack Ma?
That's Chinese government did,
Where's Jack?
Yeah, that's right. You are very correct. That's a very good question to ask.
Yeah, he was very active, very busy. He had a lot to say, very encouraging.
Yeah, no matter what he said, right or wrong.
Yeah, he was encouraging, right? Good spirit. Now, where's Jack?
Ask Xi Jinping.
You mean he's in some back room somewhere, hidden away?
Maybe. Who knows?
All right. So there's 8 months until the New York election. What are you doing so that people know your name? And your name is pronounced Joe Alny.
Alny, yeah.
How did you get the name Alny? That's not Chinese, is it?
No, it's not a Chinese name. It's my unique name I called myself.
Unity name.
Unique name. Unique name. Like I studied at Alabama, Troy University, Alabama. Alabama, A-L.
Sure,
right?
I know it.
A-L.
Yeah.
Then it's N-Y. I live in New York. So A-L-N-Y. Alny come from this name.
So how are you going to get the Alny name in everybody's mind and get people voting for you? How are you going to do that in 8 months' time?
The name can't do anything. The most important thing is what I do something important for New York City, for United States. My consideration, we need a fundamental change, just like I mentioned before. I give you an example, we all need to cross the river. We have boats, right? We have boats. The boats at the very beginning designed for the people who in this side to other side. Then at that time, the boat is okay. The technology, the size is okay. But now we have a crowded people. How? We need at the same time, we need to let these people go across the river. So we need to let more people in the boat first. Then it will be a little dangerous because the boat is small, right? And it causes some other questions, like too crowded, the conviction will be happened. How? We need to give up this boat, design a new boat or ship, if possible, a bigger size. Then accommodate more people, get on the boats, then go to other side. Now, that's what I mean. We need to redesign the legal system, political system, and the government system. Because the old system, although it changes sometimes, year by years, right? But not enough. We need a fundamental change. But the value, the principle, still the same. How? Like boats still boats, ships still ship.
Sure.
Right? That's called the value and the principle. We need to respect each other. We need to reduce the crime, right? That's kind of called a value and a principle. But the size need to be bigger.
All right.
And the regulations between people and people, between government and people, between judge and the people should be changed.
Well, I can understand, Joe, that people will get into election not expecting to win it, but to be able to get their ideas in the election so that people become conscious. So you'll be bringing in courts as a topic for the election, reforming the courts. Tell me briefly about that.
Okay. The court issue related with legal system reform or innovation, right? I have this idea, nowadays the police sometimes arrest people, also make the police in danger. Why? Because when the person didn't feel he's guilty, the police try to arrest him, there'll be a cost against the police. And this time there'll be a fighting that makes things worse. Now I have this considerations. Like when police caught on two parties confliction, the police can only hold these two person, but they don't arrest them immediately. They have a camera immediately connected with the judge. I know there's many criminals happen each day in New York City, but we cost the cost is worth it. We immediately connected with user monitor community with the judge. And then let the two parties cast a dice to say who see first. Then one person see himself situation. Then another see himself or herself situation. Then the police report to the judge what happened. Then the judge, based on this situation, education both sides. Then ask them to compromise if they like to compromise. If they compromise each other, apologize to each other, let them go. Then the case will be dismissed. So this way, I do think that there's many slight crime will be no need to arrest anybody.
Thank you, Joe. We do need to do a little moment for our sponsors. We'll take just a break and we'll be right back talking with New York candidate for mayor in the 2025 election, Joe Alny.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Okay.
The Doge t-shirt is here today. Printed on high-quality, 100% soft cotton shirts using non-toxic inks. Available in all sizes. Order yours today. $25 each or 5 for $100. Email info@live1.tv. Again, email info@live1.tv. Specify your sizes and quantity. Welcome back to Live1.tv here in New York. I'm Ian Carpenter. I'm talking with Joe Alny, a candidate for New York's mayoral election 2025.
Okay.
Joe, welcome back to the program.
Thank you.
All right, tell us about what are you going to do in the first month if you're the mayor?
The first month we focus on is still fundraising, because fundraising is very important. Although I think it should not be an issue in a campaign, any campaign. The money should not be the first consideration for a campaign. When the money becomes a first consideration about a campaign, I think this is probably the political system's problem or the campaign's problem. In my campaign, I do think this is a political campaign problem. That's why I focus on too much time on fundraising. The fundraising is not an issue about our policies, because our policies is there. Our policies is overwhelming to any kind of a candidates to understand New York City's problem and questions in New York State, in New York City, in the United States. So that's why we concerned about too much about fundraising, just because we're not famous, we're not incumbent, we don't have a strong network. Only by good policy we can't persuade anybody to donate enough money at a very short conversation or communication. That's why I come here. I let more people understand our campaign, let people to donate to us, let people to help us to make the campaign easier, to make the campaign more essential to New York State, to New York City, to New Yorkers, every New Yorkers, because our policy is very gorgeous and very essential to every New Yorkers to thinking for a better job, to thinking for a better life.
Joe, let me step in and ask you, what makes you uniquely qualified to be our mayor? What makes you qualified for this?
My qualified is fundamentally change New York City's system. Like, I don't know, have you heard of this saying? A good regulation could make a bad person to be good. A bad regulation could make a good person to be bad. Because nowadays situation is our system is broken. The regulation is broken. So we need to make this broken system to be a good system, to be a good regulation.
Joe, you've had more of your lifetime has been spent in a Chinese system. So is your experience more in Chinese systems of administration? And would you be bringing Chinese ideas to New York, or what ideas?
The idea is kind of a complex, because the Chinese government has some ideas that's in their system.
Like what, for example?
Like they help poor people.
Okay.
They help poor people. They ask poor people to grow by themselves. That's a good idea. America may, learn a little bit of this style because, there's a controversial understand about the prisoner working, right? But in Chinese government, I don't know the prisoners is forced to work or they are freely to work. But in the United States,
Forced labor for prisoners?
forced labor prisons, it's possible in China. But in America, is that possible in the prison freely offer prisoners to work and offer them minimum wage? Let them work like based on their freedom to do something. It's much better just stay in a room to punish them to do something. That's a consideration. Or they can do some volunteer, clean the street, go outside of the prison, and then go back. That's more make the prison more, humanized.
All right, so prison reform is also a part of
part of my consideration.
Okay.
Like a Rikers Island, right?
Yeah, sure.
There's a lot of prisoners there. They are suffered by staying there.
Right. Live
But
on
why
TV.
not them to go to New York City to clean the street if they like to do?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, prisoners have rights too. That's why.
Yeah, that's right.
They have their own rights. So
Yeah.
sometimes you can't tell them what to do.
That's right. And we kind of tell them to do. Based on, we offer them options. Let them to do that.
All right.
If they don't want to go do that, that's okay. Stay in your cell.
Have you been in prison yourself?
No. I don't know. No.
All right. All right, we're going to wrap up our interview today. Thank you very much, Joe Alny, for coming
problem.
in. Good luck on your run.
Thank you. Thank you.